everyone, I am Mainerush C. Bayagna, second year student taking a course Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English. And now I will be discussing about the commonly used terms and expressions in my native dialect. So before we will proceed to that, I will be having a brief background of myself so that you may able to know my native dialect. So again, I am Mainerush C. Bayagna. I was born at Mindanao, Bukidnon, and obviously my native dialect is Bisaya. And now, are you excited to know about the commonly used terms and expressions in my native dialect, which is Bisaya? Oh, I know that you are ready. So, let's go. Pep pep! I forgot. Okay, I have a reminder. When the good thing if you want to learn this Bisaya words is that the way it has spelled is the way how you pronounce it. Okay, is that a good thing for you and non-Bisaya speakers that want to learn this dialect? So it simply means that it's easy for you to decode words when you are learning Bisaya words. And now, let's move on to the greetings. So, these are the following are the greetings that we Bisaya speakers is usually use. And now, the first one is Maayong Buntag. When we say Maayong Buntag, it's translated in English as good morning. Okay? When you say good morning, in Bisaya, you will say it Maayong Buntag. And the next one is Maayong Udto. So, it means that you are saying good noon. Good noon in Bisaya is Maayong Udto. And next one is Maayong Hapon. When you say Maayong Hapon, in English, it's translated as good afternoon. And the next one is Maayong Gabi. In English is good evening. Maayong Gabi in English is good evening. We're done discussing about the greetings in my native dialect. And now let's proceed to courtesies. Okay, first one is salamat. Instead of saying thank you, you will say it salamat. And next one is daghang salamat. In English is thanks a lot. When someone gives you a favor or a food, you will definitely say it thank you. And if you are so much grateful for that food or for that favor, you will say it daghang salamat. And next one is Huway sapayan. In English is you're welcome. Of course, when someone said to you thank you, and you respond walay sapayan, which means you're welcome. And next one is when you are saying sorry or apology to someone, instead of saying I'm sorry, in Bisaya you will say it pasaylo ako. In English is I'm sorry. Pasaylo ako. Okay? And next one is palihog. In English is please. Okay, when someone favor you to do this thing, you will definitely say it, please give that to me. In Bisaya, you will say, palihog, give that to me. And now let's proceed to the another word. Wala ko kasabot. In English is I don't understand. When you don't understand things or happening in your surroundings, instead of saying I don't understand, you will say it, wala ko kasabot. Okay? For example, when your teachers say it to you, okay class, do you understand our lesson? And then you will respond, wala ko kasabot, ma'am. In English is, I don't understand. The last is, wala ko kabalo. In English is, I don't know. For example, when your mom said to you, where is the box here? And you will respond, I don't know. In Bisaya, you will say it, wala ko kabalo. Yes, we're done discussing about courtesies. And now let's move on to basic questions and answers. Are you ready? Are you ready about the Bisaya words in asking for a question or answering a question? Yeah, definitely. You are excited. So, let's go. First one is when you're asking for a name. In Bisaya, you will say it, unsa imong pangalan. In English is, what is your name? Okay, I will ask this to you. What is your name? Unsa imong pangalan? Wow! You have a great name! Now, let's proceed to pila na imong edad. In English, how old are you? And next one is, asa ka nagpuyo? In English, where do you live? I live at Taguig City. I live at Barangay San Juan. Just like that. Okay? And next one is, taga-asa man ka? In English, where are you from? I am from Taguig. And next one is, when someone asks you for a name of your father. Okay? Kinsa imong amahan? In English, who is your father? Next one is, kinsa imong inahan? In English, who is your mother? The next one is when answering a question. For example, when someone asks you, is this food is delicious? Then you will say it in Bisaya, oo. In English is yes. Now, when he asks you again, is this food is delicious? And you don't like the flavor of the food, and you will say in Bisaya, dili. Is no in English. And next one is wala. In English, nothing or none. Okay? When someone asks you, is there anything wrong? You will definitely say wala. None. Now, we're done discussing about the basic questions and answers in my native dialect. Hoping that you cope up those words for you to be able to understand if someone asks you in my native dialect. Now, let's move on to expressions. First, Bisaya words is grabe na kong lipaya. In English is I am so happy. Next one is gikulbaan ko. In English is I'm nervous. And next one is nasakitan ko. In English is I got hurt. And next one again is naglagot ko nimo. In English is I am mad at you. Okay? And next one is gidumtan tika. In English is I hate you. In Bisaya, when when you are hating someone, you will say, gidumtanti ka. And next one is, dili ko makatuo niini. In English is, I cannot believe this. Okay, next one is, paghilom. In English is, keep quiet. And the last one is, saba kaayo. In English is, so much noise. Saba kaayo ma. Which means, so much noise, mom. Just like that. And now, take note. But because of English as a global language, it enables people to adopt that language and integrate on their conversation. Actually, Bisaya people undergo code switching or code mixing, specifically those Bisaya who lives in the city. I will cite an example. Unsa imong name, which means what is your name, and next example is, what if muadto ko sa mall para mag-relax? In English, what if I will go to the mall to unwind or relax? And next one is, ma, asa man diri ang box? In English, mom, where is the box? And the last one example is, I think dili ni mo na kaya. I think you can't do it. So, therefore, the examples that I provided implies that there is structural change and development in my dialect. Some words were replaced by another language to convey or express message. Instead of saying pangalan, I rather use name. Instead of saying unsa kaha ba, I rather use what if. Instead of saying kahon, I rather use box. And instead of saying sa akong huna-huna, I rather use I think. In my point of view, we bilingual or multilingual speakers are unconsciously using these words, and we use language who is more convenient to you. So, it means that when my dialects undergo code switching or code mixing, it is obviously undergoes structural development in terms of phonologically terms. Okay? Yeah, great! We're done discussing about commonly used terms and expressions in my native dialect. I hope that you learned a lot from me, and when you encounter Bisaya speakers, hoping that you will apply those terms and expressions that I discussed a while ago. It is my privilege to teach you guys. Okay? Thank you for listening and watching. Again, this is Maynarush C. Biagna, second year student taking up course Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English. Bye-bye!